Hey everybody, welcome back to YouTeen. I know it's been a while since we've had a video, so I'm excited to get the videos going again. But today I am just here to do a tutorial on how to straighten really any type of hair, but specifically naturally wavy or curly hair. I do straighten my hair quite often, and I do get asked quite often how I do it because I know it can be kind of tricky and there's a lot of tips that go into making it straight and making it stay straight. I think it's easy to get it straight, but to keep it straight, sometimes if you don't do it right, it just kind of frizzes back up. So hopefully this video will help you. Feel free to leave me any questions you have. If I've missed something or if you have any questions, let me know. Okay, so to start off with, I washed and conditioned my hair really well. I use, one thing that I'm really loving is this Aussie 3-Minute Miracle. I've been using it for a while now actually, and I really love it. It works great for my hair. Another thing, I do deep condition occasionally, and I use the one by Redken. I think it's called Reconstruct, but it's a really good one. There's lots of great deep conditioners out there that you can get. Just make sure your hair is really well conditioned. And basically all you're gonna need to straighten your hair, the first thing is a really good flat iron. Now this is one by Chi. I've had this for 7 years now, I think, and it still works great for me. So a good flat iron, it really is a good investment. I know they're kind of expensive to start out with, but they will last you a really long time, and they will get really hot, which is really important if you want your hair to get really straight and smooth and to stay straight. I know I've used cheaper flat irons before, and sometimes they'll give me a good result, but it doesn't stay straight for very long, especially if you live in the East where it's really humid. Then other than that, all you're gonna need is a little clippy claw like this, little elastic band, and I use my argan oil, which I really love. So anyway, so my hair, like I said, it was mostly air dried. I did run the blow dryer at the roots a little bit, but I like to try and keep air dry my hair as much as I can, just to keep a little less heat on it. So now on to the process. The first thing that we're gonna do is you wanna straighten your hair in sections. Now I have really thick hair, so I do about 4 sections, but depending on if your hair is really fine, you could probably just do a top and a bottom section. But basically what I do is I take my hair, I just kind of right at the ears, and I pull the top part of it just up, wind it up on top of my head into like a little bun. Okay. Now, one thing I also didn't mention that you're going to need is either a fine tooth comb, or I like to use like a boar bristle brush like this. And I use this as I'm straightening each piece. I actually run it right in front of the straightener. I run it through like this. Let me just show you really quick. So my straightener is all ready to go. And I also didn't mention I do use a heat protectant. Make sure you use a heat protectant if you're flat ironing your hair. I use Chi, what's it called? The Chi one. I think it's called Iron Guard. No, maybe that's not it. The one by Chi. There's a lot of great ones out there. I know even Tresemme makes a really good one. So, and I just usually run my flat iron through there once or twice, depending on how frizzy my hair is, which is pretty frizzy right now. So all you're gonna do is take it in just little, like 1/2 inch wide, and I actually do the full, I mean that's about 2 inches wide probably, but it's pretty thin. And I'll just run it through all the way around until I'm done. So let me take it to that point and then I'll come back. Okay, so that first section is done. As you can see, it is very nice and smooth. One thing I didn't mention is, now the more flat you want your hair, if you want it really like flat to your head, you really want to make sure you nudge that flat iron right up next to your scalp. If you want a little more body in your hair, especially if you don't have really tight curl at your roots, kind of start a little further from your root to keep that kind of natural body close to your roots, so that your hair's not quite so flat and sleek unless you're going for that afterwards. Okay, so now I'm just going to do the top 2 sections. I'm trying to think, there was something else I was going to mention. Yeah, so basically what I'll do here is I'll just take out my little elastic band. Oh, and first my little clip cloth. So I'm going to separate the hair that I've already done. Oh boy, this looks nice. So I just clip it back, and then I have all this hair on top that I haven't straightened yet. So that way you're not going over hair you don't need to more than one time. And then I'll just take it kind of at my temples and go back, and again just make a pretty little bun on the top of my head. Okay, so there we go. And now I basically just do the same thing all the way around. All right, so there's that section. The other one, now we're gonna pin all that back and then bring the top down. Now, I like to do the top actually in 2 sections. So I'll do my back section first so I don't have all that hair hanging in my face. So I'll take this front half, make another beautiful bun. There we go. Then I'll just take, again, kind of sections going this way this time. And I actually pull these ones up instead of sideways to the side. Now at the very end, when I'm all done, I actually do slightly curl the ends of my hair. You can do it with a flat iron. You can do it as you go along, and just kind of when you come to the end, you're just going to want to kind of turn it just a little bit, just to keep your ends going a little bit under so they're not just coming to a blunt end. But I actually like to do this, curl the ends of my hair with, I think, a 1.5 inch barrel curling iron, just to, I think it does a better, like a smoother curl on the ends, and I'll show you that in just a minute. Okay, so last section, the front. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back and show you the end. All right, so it's all finished. Now, lastly, I usually will have to take my flat iron because I have parts here at my temples, like I said, that are pretty curly and kind of short and wispy. So I kind of have to go over those again, just real lightly. And you can part it however you normally part it. I always part on the side, but if you're a middle parter, that's fine too. Yeah, so now all I do is I take my curling iron, which does not have a spring in it anymore, but I basically just will take that at my ends, which you can't really see. I'll try and do this so you can see, and I just lightly curl them right at the end. I don't roll it up and curl them, I just kind of naturally let the curling iron go under and curl it, and that way they're just kind of nice and smooth. I don't like them blunt because my hair, I think, looks damaged when it's so thick. If you have really fine hair, I don't think you need to do this step, but if you have really thick hair, this kind of helps your hair not look so blunt and thick at the ends. So again, just kind of right under like that. You can do pretty big chunks with this. One more. If you want to do your bangs, you can do your bangs. If you have bangs, I don't really have bangs. But if you want a little wave in your bang, you can do that. And then you can just style it however you would, whether to keep it all down, or you could do, you know, pin back the fronts or a braid, whatever. Anyways, so I hope that was helpful. Yeah, feel free to leave any comments or questions that you have. And be sure to check into part 2. I'm going to follow this up with a quick tutorial on how I do my hair curly straight, so like a beach wave, so which I do quite often. So yeah, check back for that. It will be in part 2. Thanks.